Hello, Oracles. Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. Well, looking pre-market, we are looking to gap up. Right now it's 6.5%. We were expecting this after the huge smashed delivery and production numbers yesterday. So this is great. Who knows how we're going to end the day, but we are gapping up immensely, and this is an awesome way to start the day. Now, for anyone who did not catch the numbers yesterday, Tesla came in with Q4 production numbers of just over 305,000 vehicles and delivery numbers of 308,600 vehicles. And that meant for total year-end production, they were at 930,000 vehicles and deliveries were 936,000. Now, our troll master, Elon Musk, had been selling 934,000 shares of his stock every time he exercised his options. Do you think he was trying to tell us something? Do you think he knew? I mean, realistically, you couldn't imagine it because he set these sales up back in September, but by golly, that was pretty darn close. So I wonder if maybe Elon is from the future. Who knows? And now, just looking a little bit further back in history, in October of 2020, on the Q3 earnings call, Elon Musk had stated that they were looking at delivering 800,000 to 1 million vehicles by the end of 2021. He was laughed at and everybody said, that ain't gonna happen because supply chain issues and all these other struggles that you're going to be running into. Fast forward to Q4 earnings in January, where Elon said that they were looking at 50% year-over-year numbers for the next several years, and he also said that they were probably going to do more than that in 2021. Well, Elon didn't change what he was saying. Wallstreet just changed what they heard, because when he said 50%, all they heard was 50%, which at the time was 750,000 vehicles, and they frowned upon that and the stock dropped 5%. Meanwhile, they ignored the fact that Elon said, but probably more than 50% in 2021, and here we are at 87%, destroying those numbers and proving Wall Street wrong yet again. And now keep that in mind as we go over the next week or so, and all the new analyst estimates are going to start rolling in. They don't take into account a lot of different factors, and sometimes their numbers don't jive. So especially when you're looking at the bears, even some of the bulls, more of them are starting to get it and understand, but realistically, just listen to Elon. Listen to what he says. They are doing what they are saying they are going to do. So regardless of what all the analyst estimates are, just go with what they say. Heck, the numbers that I had created for my base case scenario were based off of what Elon and Tesla had stated, and my numbers were almost there. I was about 6,000 short for quarterly production and only 3,000 short for annual production. So, I'm not touting myself by any means because I was just listening to what Tesla and Elon had stated. They did what they said they were going to do, and that's what my numbers were based off of. And now, of course, everybody also in these analyst fields are going to be discussing how, Tesla is going to be losing market share still over the years. And those of us who know, and most of the bulls now also know, that it's more of the total automotive market. How much are the EVs taking over that entire market? So it's not that Tesla's losing market share, they're just gaining on the automotive market share. So I started creating up a whole entire spreadsheet from the top 10 automotive makers over the last 5 years to see where Tesla ranks on that list based on total global automotive sales. I haven't completely finished it yet because some of the numbers are very difficult to find. But what I have noticed is that GM has been losing every single year. So then that made me think, well, maybe we misunderstood Joe Biden. Maybe we didn't hear him correctly, like Wall Street didn't hear, Elon correctly. Maybe instead of he said, marry you lead, he meant marry your lead, like the heavy metal, and she's just dead weight and the company is sinking. Maybe we misunderstood him. Obviously, we didn't misunderstand him. We know the government's affinity for the UAW and how much they dislike Tesla because they're doing better for people than the unions are designed to do. And they're providing better benefits. Heck, Tesla just started up their 401k match plan for their employees. I mean, Tesla is just moving in the right direction to become a better and better company for the world and for its employees. Meanwhile, GM and the UAW are doing the complete opposite. So again, this is why I look at pay attention to the numbers, pay attention to what Tesla is doing and not what everyone else is saying. It'll be a glorious day, the day that the government can actually acknowledge Tesla's existence and the mainstream media doesn't poop all over them for unknown reasons when it comes to recalls, when that's just a natural part of the business. So one day that will happen and we will see a huge flourishing of the company, even more so than they already are. In the meantime, just pay attention to the real truth behind everything. We had discussed this yesterday on yesterday's video about, what is the truth? Whenever we hear news stories come out, take a step back, take out your emotions, and take out whatever the headline grab is, and really look at what the situation is. Is it really something to be concerned about, or is it just top-line FUD to try and scare off the weak? Because reality is, if it's just going to be scaring off the weak, that is a great opportunity for us to go in there and get us more shares for a lower price. Think about it. When that FUD hit last Thursday and Friday and the stock price came down on those news reports, what would have happened if you bought in? Well, looking at the gap up today, and yes, this is still short term, but just over the weekend, you would have gotten yourself a great price and a huge gap up. Great gains for today. Granted, we could always turn around and close lower at the end of the day. It happens. But this is why you really have to pay attention to the reality of what the news story is telling you and what the true facts are behind it. And the fact is, Tesla is leading the world in EVs. Tesla is leading the world with great promise, and they are changing the world in a green manner. Tesla is doing so by helping out their workers better than GM is and the UAW. And the fact is, all automotive makers have recalls. Tesla's not immune to it. Ford just had a giant one on their Ford F-150s. And so when it comes to Teslas, they can easily be fixed by remote service in most cases, and that will be resolved. Fact is, Tesla is smashing quarterly production and delivery numbers, annual production and delivery numbers, while the OEM and legacy automakers have rapidly declining sales and production. And the truth is, the reason why the OEMs, legacy automakers, have to go and do everything they can politically to pull down Tesla as the leader is because they are clinging on to hope. They are a scared animal trapped in a corner, and they are fighting to survive in any way possible that they can. And right now, the only way that they can possibly survive is to slander Tesla and do everything they can in their power to bring them down. Because that's what you do in politics. You don't go out there and do better than the other person. You just bring the other person down to your level. Sad to say, but that's unfortunately how it works. And that is what is going on right now. So every time you hear negative news about Tesla, just remind yourself it is because they are winning, is because they are doing better than everyone else, and the only way anybody else can survive is to bring Tesla down because they cannot beat them on their own. Let me know in the comments below, do you think at some point in the next couple of years our government might actually acknowledge Tesla's existence? And let me know also, do you think that our gap up this morning is going to last until the end of the day and we will finish green? And if so, how green do you think we are? We're starting at about 6.5% up right now. Let's see where we finish the day. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. That's where I can post the most latest information that I possibly can for you guys. Otherwise, have yourselves a great day, and we will see you later.